The rivalry between Real Madrid and Barcelona is one of the most intense and followed in the world, transcending sports and blending with culture, politics, and the national identity of Spain.
Ronnie,
where they got all of the pictures of the great games over the years. Oh, and another terrible tackle from Carvalho, and it's going to end very ugly, and there's a punch down there. Moves inside Ronaldo! Cristiano!
The origins of El Clásico. The first clash between Real Madrid and Barcelona took place in 1902 in the Copa de la Coronación, a tournament celebrating the coronation of King Alfonso III. Barcelona won 3-1, beginning a rivalry that at the time did not yet have the weight it would later gain. In the following years, the rivalry began to grow as both clubs became powerhouses in the newly formed La Liga, established in 1929. Barcelona won the first Clásico in the Spanish league 2-1, but it was Real Madrid that claimed the first two league titles. During this period, Spanish football was also influenced by the political context. During the Spanish Civil War, the Francoist regime persecuted figures associated with Barcelona, including the club president, Josep Sunyol, who was executed by Francoist forces. This deepened the perception that Barcelona represented the Catalan resistance against Madrid's centralist control. The Di Stefano era and the growth of the rivalry. If there's one moment that changed the dynamic of El Clásico forever, it was the battle for Alfredo Di Stefano. The Argentine forward was set to join Barcelona in 1953, but after a controversial intervention by the Spanish Federation and the Franco government, he ended up signing with Real Madrid. Di Stefano became one of the greatest players in the club's history and helped Real dominate European football, winning 5 consecutive European Cups. During this period, Di Stefano's Real Madrid humiliated Barcelona in some of the most iconic Clásicos, including an 11-1 victory in the 1943 Copa del Rey, a match surrounded by controversy with accusations of political intimidation. The 1970s and the Cruyff vs Real Madrid duel. In the 1970s, Barcelona finally found an idol capable of challenging Real Madrid dominance. Johan Cruyff, the Dutchman, arrived at the club in 1973 and in his first season led a historic 5-0 victory at the Santiago Bernabeu, one of the biggest defeats in Clásico history. With Cruyff, Barcelona began to develop a possession-based attacking style of play, something that would forever influence their football philosophy. The 1980s and the peak of intensity. The rivalry grew even more intense in the 1980s as both clubs started directly competing for La Liga titles. This was the era of Real Madrid's famous Quinta del Bitter and Cruyff's dream team at Barcelona. During this decade, El Clásico traditions were born, such as the players' taunts and the exaggerated celebrations of goals. Barcelona won La Liga in 1984-85 with a spectacular team, but Real Madrid responded in the latter half of the decade, dominating the competition. The 1990s, the Dream Team and Ronaldo's dominance. The 1990s were marked by the presence of great stars such as Romario, Ronaldo Fenomeno, Figo, and Rivaldo. Cruyff's Dream Team won their first European Cup in 1992, solidifying Barcelona as a European powerhouse. But one of the most controversial moments of the decade was Luis Figo's transfer from Barcelona to Real Madrid in 2000. Figo, the biggest idol of Barca, was greeted with hatred at Camp Nou, with objects thrown onto the field, including a pig's head.
Intentos fallidos, Figo lanzó el córner.
The Galacticos versus Ronaldinho. The 2000s were dominated by the Galacticos policy at Real Madrid with multi-million-dollar signings like Zidane, Ronaldo, Beckham, and Figo. During this period, Real won several La Liga titles and 2 Champions League trophies. However, in 2005, Barcelona, led by Ronaldinho, Messi, and Eto'o, humiliated Real Madrid 3-0 at the Bernabeu, with Ronaldinho receiving applause from the rival fans, a rare achievement. In the following years, Barcelona began to build their golden era with Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta under Pep Guardiola's command. Messi versus Cristiano Ronaldo. The golden era of El Clásico, Cristiano Ronaldo's arrival at Real Madrid in 2009 intensified the Clásico rivalry like never before. For the first time, 2 of the greatest players in history faced each other directly, taking the clashes to a global level. The Clásicos of this period were extremely competitive. In 2010, Barcelona delivered a historic 5-0 thrashing at Camp Nou against Jose Mourinho's team. In 2011, a series of Clásicos took place in the Champions League, La Liga, and Copa del Rey, with tense matches and heavy rivalry. Real Madrid responded in 2014 with a Copa del Rey title, when Gareth Bale scored a historic goal against Barcelona. In 2017, Messi scored the famous 3-2 goal at the Bernabeu, lifting his shirt to the rival crowd. Between 2009 and 2018, Messi and Cristiano faced off in more than 30 Clásicos, turning this rivalry into the greatest football spectacle in the world.
Once again, unstoppable. The best player on the planet at the moment.
Cristiano encara a sumar. Cristiano por dentro, por fuera. Cristiano, golazo! ¡Qué animal!
Post Messi and the new generation, with Cristiano Ronaldo's departure in 2018 and Messi's in 2021, El Clásico entered a new phase. Now, Vinicius Jr. and Jude Bellingham lead Real Madrid, while Barcelona bets on young talents like Pedri and Gavi. In recent years, Real Madrid won the 2022 Champions League and dominated some Clásicos, including a 4-0 victory at Camp Nou in 2023, led by Benzema. However, Barcelona also struck back, winning the 2023 Spanish Super Cup and the 2022-23 La Liga title. Now, El Clásico remains strong, renewed and ready for new generations of stars. In the 2024-25 season, Barcelona, under Hansi Flick's leadership, solidified itself as a European football powerhouse. The team, featuring Rafinha, Yamal, and Lewandowski, made history by humiliating Real Madrid, even with an all-star lineup including Mbappé, Vini Jr., Rodrigo, and Bellingham. Barcelona dominated the Clásico at Santiago Bernabeu with an impressive 4-0 victory, a result that surprised even the most optimistic Catalan fans. Furthermore, Barcelona won the Spanish Super Cup with a stunning display of football, beating Real Madrid 5-2. Hansi Flick, with his tactical vision and aggressive playing style, transformed the team into an attacking machine, with special highlights for Yamal's youth and energy, Lewandowski's experience, and Rafinha's creativity. The season marked a milestone for the club, which became one of the favorites for the Champions League title and began regaining its dominance in Spain. Real Madrid, despite the presence of stars like Mbappé and Bellingham, remained in Barcelona's shadow during these historic encounters. The possibility of an El Clásico in the 2025 Champions League final is very realistic, considering both clubs' current level. Barcelona, with the strength Hansi Flick has brought, and Real Madrid, with stars like Mbappé, Bellingham, and Vini Jr., have powerful squads that could very well meet in the final of the competition. An El Clásico final would be an unmissable spectacle, with all the rivalry and history of the two clubs, along with the quality they have been showing. As for La Liga 2024-25, the competition is tight and anything can happen. Barcelona has proven to be very strong, especially with their reinforcements and Flick's philosophy. But Real Madrid also has the ability to bounce back with world-class players. The league is balanced, and the title could be decided by small details like consistency, injuries, or individual performances. The title is up for grabs, but it will be interesting to see how the teams handle the pressure and challenges in the final stretch. Let's stay tuned for the next chapters, as the season promises a lot of excitement.